Hi guys, Yulia here. So we've had kind of rainy and dreary weather lately, and I'm back in my plant room because it's nice and cozy in here, and I have some plants here that I saved over the winter that are technically considered annuals, and a lot of people discard them after a growing season, but I decided to experiment and bring them indoors and treat them as house plants and see how they do. So I'll start with these beautiful Coleus plants. And I had planted shade containers on the side of our house. And I will post a link to a YouTube video how I did it. It's actually, they turned out really pretty. So they were part of those containers in the shade. So what I did in the fall around October time, I just dug them out and I put them in pots and I placed them indoors. And they did beautifully over the winter. I barely had any problems with them. They're definitely shade tolerant. They don't mind lower humidity, although they do benefit from misting sometimes, but they also have zero insect problems. I've never had any aphids or mealybugs or fungus gnats on them. Very resilient plants that way, and they put so much bulk over the winter. So like, look at these plants. They're huge. I am not a small person. I mean, I'm 5'8", so like compare how big they've gotten. They were just, I would say like this small, but really happy plants. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm going to put them outside, probably in the same containers, in a shady location, and enjoy them just like this. I mean, the foliage is gorgeous. The beautiful buttery yellow on this Coleus, and there is a maroon kind of patches on this Coleus right here. The leaves are huge, and who needs flowers when you have plants like this? So anyway, I also took a number of cuttings. So I will probably do like a big swath of different Coleus in a shade location, because they do require shade when you put them outside. Definitely do not put them in a scorching sun. They will brown, they will not be happy. So if you have a shady location under a tree or like on the side of your house where you have a lot of shade, these are the plants for you. Forgot to mention, Coleus also make great house plants. So even if you leave them indoors for the summer, or for eternity, they will be really happy. They just require some pruning. Sometimes they start blooming and putting out bloom stalks. You have to pinch them so they get a little bit bushier rather than leggy. So the next plant that I have here is Diamond Frost Euphorbia. And this is one of my all-time favorite annuals. I absolutely adore this kind of ephemeral look to this plant. So this is the first year I've tried saving it and putting it indoors. I had no idea how it's going to do. This is more of one of those sun-loving annuals, and it performed beautifully. I had it on the southern window, and it does not bloom as profusely as if it were outside, obviously, but the fact that it survived over the winter months and performed so beautifully. I mean, it had blooms the entire time. Look at this, just beautiful little white flowers. Another plant that I have here is this purple heart. And the reason why I have these plants together, I think they actually look gorgeous together. The white, delicate flowers were more bold and purple structure of this plant. I might plant them together outside. Now, the purple heart takes both really sunny locations and a little bit more of the shady locations. It is easily propagated with cuttings, so all you have to do is cut your plants and put them in the water. That's all. That's all you have to do. Very easy. Plant. It has sort of like a sheen on it. It almost sparkles when you look at it up close. Beautiful plant. Again, this plant, Purple Heart for sure, you can treat as a house plant. So you can actually, you don't have to take it out for the summer, but just keep it as a house plant for eternity. It requires a little bit of pruning because they do get kind of out of hand, but lovely, lovely plant. The diamond frost euphorbia, I would not recommend keeping as a house plant because it likes to be outside. So the next plant is elephant ear, and you know how I feel about elephant ear. I absolutely love them, and I know there are a lot of you guys out there who love them too, and they are absolutely worth growing. So this one is called Mojito, and out of all of the elephant ears I've grown like the dark leafed ones, you know, they're really giant ones. This foliage is by far the most spectacular. Now, it doesn't look this vibrant right now, but as soon as I put it outside, it will color up. The leaves actually grow quite large, probably like a foot and a half. And so I will share a mistake that I made with you. Actually, you know what? I'll take it back. There are no mistakes in gardening. There are only experiments. Okay. So what I did with this plant, I thought it was ready to go outside. So I put it outside a couple of weeks ago because we had lovely weather. And what happened is that actually our temperature went down to 40 and maybe even below 40. And although technically these plants are okay, a little bit above freezing, they do not like to be cold. So that morning I came outside and they were scorched on the edges a little bit. They really are sensitive to cold weather. So I would say whenever you save the elephant ear and you put it indoors, wait until it's really warm to take these guys outside because they are tropical plants and they are quite sensitive. So I will post a photo of what this plant looks like in its full glory. And actually last year I had this plant in the pond. This particular elephant ear you can put in the bog, in the pond. They are perfectly fine to be submerged in water. So anyway, I will be giving you updates on this lovely plant. These plants are not great as house plants to be kept the entire year indoors. They only are, in my experience, I don't know, maybe you guys are out there, somebody had a different experience, but they really prefer to be outside for sure. All right, so this plant I did not technically have as a house plant over the winter, but I had it as little corms. This is a Caladium, and just check out this color. Isn't this gorgeous? So as you can tell, I'm running out of pots, so I have to use these bins, and I have about 10 corms in here. So Caladiums you can save and bring indoors as corms. They will naturally dry out, and then you put them in a little box, and then you start them again in the spring. They take a very long time to start, just like elephant ear, and they require a lot of heat. So whether you choose a pot or a bin, like I did, put them on the radiator. Like just put them in the hottest location in your house that you can find for at least a month and a half, and you'd be surprised how long it'll take before you see any life coming out of these plants. So I was so excited to see these gorgeous leaves. Again, who needs flowers when you can have leaves like this? Caladiums are absolutely not a sun-loving plants. At least I've never met one that liked sun. All of the ones that I've grown really like to be in a shady location, which is, great for us because we can add so much color with these beautiful plants. So yeah, except for the fact that they are really slow to start, very easy growing. They need a little like a humusy rich soil when you put them outside. You can put them both in the ground and in containers. And this is a John Deed Caladium if you like the color. and if you want to buy one online, by the way, I'm running out of labels too, so I'm using plastic knives to write on. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you just this gorgeous, gorgeous plant. So guys, I actually forgot I had another Euphorbia in the plant room, and I do not know the variety of this one. If I'll look it up and find it, I'll post it on the screen. But this one grew enormous. Look at this plant. It's beautiful. So it actually is planted with another elephant ear, and this elephant ear is crossed between alocasia and colocasia. So alocasias like a little bit more sun than colocasias, and that's why this one looks kind of sad because I did not have enough light in the plant room. But as soon as I put these two outside, they will fill in very quickly, and we'll put even more leaves and it'll be just fine. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something new about how to save your plants over the winter. And if you have any questions or comments, post them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a like, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.